Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What was just happening was, valid is equal statement, everything it is getting rolled back. And if you see, if there is one error that is coming, it is coming out of the transaction by default without writing anything. Okay, now let's give the commit and see. Is 12-1, right? MMDD by way. Let me give it in the date format, 12/1/2024. A valid month, it's saying. -1/2024. Just trying to enter the date value only. Okay.
Yeah.
Backlog, research into department network. Did I insert the scripts? Okay. There is a slight syntax difference for this, so let me. Okay, let's see. Otherwise, we will work with this rollback script today. Or we come to back to the workshop now. Okay, now, but I'm just trying to insert this statement. Not a valid one, perhaps not correct. I think it's 12 is a valid one, and then DD by 2024. Give you one. Sorry. Let's give in this way. This does not format the string, it does not return for that, let's modify. Insert steps. Manager salary commission is 7566. Date of join is not there. Okay. That is there. I forgot how to insert it into Oracle because usually we do use. Okay, let's see, let's actually forget about this insert of this data, and we will just try to enter the two values with commit and without commit ending. Okay.
Okay.
Select transaction on. What I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to enter all the positive statements where error is not uncontrollably. Set transaction on and then execute the bulk statements without commit. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Now what is invalid? Insert into stud values, rows inserted. So invalid SQL statement. I think I have given here also. Now you select star from the STD.
Semicolon error.
Because it's an error that has encountered. So why is
Semicolon.
Sorry?
Semicolon.
Yeah, semicolon. Assuming you're right. So transaction on. Right. Now it is inserted. The records. Okay. Why the third one did not get inserted?
First one did not
getting inserted, right?
Huh? No, name Jesse at the insert available.
Let me insert over here and we'll see.
Yeah.
Yes, insert the first one is no.
First one insert available.
101 Chetan insert అవ్వలేదు కదా. Set transaction on తర్వాత immediate next statement తీసుకోవట్లేదు. Ideally it should take. Okay, let's go back to this original script of commit and rollback in Arc. Let me Arc commit rollback. Let me see. Why is a transaction on immediately it is not taken? Insert into, is it something like begin? Okay. Truncate table. Table name is SRC start. Truncate table statement processed. Article is
Yeah.
there now. On rows page because it got truncated. Now let me execute this. It has inserted only 2 rows. The first one, it is coming an error. Unknown Chetan, even though it is blanked out, begin transaction. The transaction on begin. Second, E line in Chetan. Chetan line is an error. Okay. The first one, begin. It came over here, insert into Chetan line. Error expected. It is not processed. Insert into 101 Chetan line. Error report. This one has come in as an error ending. ఇది ఎర్రర్ కింద తీసుకుంటుంది అందుకే ఇన్సర్ట్ అవ్వట్లేదు ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ని సేమ్ అన్నోన్ చేద్దాం వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఎర్రర్ రిపోర్ట్ ఇన్వాలిడ్ సీక్వెల్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కాస్ ఇట్స్ సేయింగ్ ఇట్ as an invalid SQL statement. Is it an invalid statement? SQL statement. It is giving. Plus explicit end of while we're expecting the end of the loop. Being clear, important the symbol I mean expecting one of the following. To know this and why the first one is not picking. Because I think the first one is not picking because of some transactions that is not happening. Okay, it's a transaction on. Roll back here also you can just commit and do. Okay, so it's a transaction on begin transaction. Let me give it as an end. End transaction. Okay. What's a transaction? Okay. Let's start on SUV. This one is inserted, David is inserted, and there is a set transaction on. The first one, why is it getting? Because it's a begin transaction ఏదో వస్తుందండి ప్రాబ్లం. Let me check transaction అయ్యాక ఒకసారి ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తుంటే let me see. It's our sister. Aarti behaves so weird at times. So, mad at Oracle. I'll just let you know, Andy, why is it only the first statement is not filling? Maybe some kind of technical very minute change of technical thing, Andy. I'll just work on it and I'll let you know
Yeah.
why the first one is not happening at all. Because this ikkada transaction the syntax difference ఉంది. Okay. But if you observe earlier also, అదే ఇది ఎక్కడ ఉంది ఇది? Ideal tables to be created. So if any of the errors are coming basically, what is it is doing? It is not doing any rollback of the thing. And suppose ఇక్కడ ఉంది ఇది పట్టుకొచ్చి నేను ఇక్కడ ఎర్రర్ ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ ఇక్కడ పట్టుకొచ్చి ఇక్కడ పెడతాను థర్డ్ దాంట్లో చేతన్ 9. Give me a minute. Let's resolve it. Okay. Begin transaction article. Fine is an article. This is much better. Start transaction, set transaction on, commit and rollback. Oh. Okay, now. This is a start transaction or begin. Begin I use commits the current rollback set auto. Start transaction, set transaction on, and then I inserted begin. Insert into line 2 దగ్గర error వచ్చేస్తాను begin తర్వాత. Minus plus case mod not new not null and identifier. Serial numbers S name values 101 just in after begin a double quoted delimited value or a find value is there somewhere else executed all that stuff. Line 1 column name and all. So it was giving an error. Nothing has been rolled back, inserted. The reason why is
We didn't commit.
sorry. For instance,
Is it because we didn't commit it?
we are giving it as a select, okay, start transaction, set transaction on తర్వాత నేను పెట్టాను semicolon. Transaction wrong పెట్టారండి.
Okay. Transaction.
Bad.
No.
I was wondering ఏంటి ఎప్పుడు లేని ఇట్లా అంతా ఇంత వస్తుంది అని చెప్పేసి ఒకసారి చూద్దాము. Transaction spelling is wrong.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes it goes crazy. Still, yeah. You see, 1, 2, 3 rows that are expected. They got
Yeah.
This Jesse has inserted. My bad. Sorry, and it's a transaction, set transaction on the transaction spelling ఇచ్చాను. So 101 Jesse వచ్చింది మనకి as expected. Inserted into SRC, CGPA, Chetan, all positive కాబట్టి it just went well. Okay. If
Yeah.
any error occurs, what happened? Omitting that error. ఇప్పుడు suppose Chetan 9 ఉంది ఈ statement. ఇది error కాబట్టి 101 David ఇప్పుడు insert అవ్వకుండా what will happen? This 101 David will not get inserted, but it will come out of the system అన్నమాట. It will not write anything. Okay. If you are not explicitly specifying the truncate statement. So here, because all these transactions are the positive ones, all are actually no error comes, right? So all are executable statements. It inserted all the 3 records. So it has written.
Yeah.
But what if any error comes, right? What if any error comes, how it behaves? Let's see actually. Okay, let's truncate this table and execute this statement. Deliberately, we are giving an error statement, which is expected. And now let's start executing this thing entirely as a block. Okay. Error at line command 4, which is Chetan 9, because not null value. Oh, my, sorry. This is semicolon is not there. This is also one thing. Now let's see, because the semicolon is not there. It has inserted these 2 and then error it came. Now, what do we mean by commit? Writing that into the database, but basically. So Jesse Chetan has inserted. Here it just came that error with the semicolon reason also. Okay, that it failed. So it just came out of that. It did not insert, it did not proceed further with the David one.
Yeah.
Okay. Whereas what will happen there? It will process for the next statements also in SQL Server. Okay, akkadi nunchi meeku roll back ayindi. Okay, now let me truncate the statement and I have given that error, appropriate error. Now we'll see and we'll see what it will happen. As a block, I'm inserting error at line command 4, insert CGPA value. Now it is a null, cannot display null into this. Okay, now let's see what are the different values. All the 3, Jesse, Chetan 9 inserted. Chetan 9, and then after Chetan, David also inserted because it is omitting the record. And what do we mean by commit? What do we mean by commit? This is something that it has written in the database temporarily. Okay, I just wanted to show this to you. Difference between SQL Server and Oracle, kind of challenge to me. Begin transaction, insert these values. What is this? Blah, blah, blah. Chetan error expected. Chetan 9, the same values, right? We have given. Okay, let's mark this to as blanks also. 3 records it should insert. Okay, Jesse, 101 Chetan, David. Okay, without a rollback, what it is doing. What do you mean by writing this? Okay, 1, 2, 3 records got inserted. Jesse, Chetan, 101 David. They are also the same. Now you might ask me where exactly the difference. How would you see? Okay, now I'm disconnecting this. This is your RAM memory. I'm disconnecting this. Okay, and then let's reconnect it. I'm closing this session. Okay, disconnect this. It is asking either you wanted to commit or roll back or abort connection disconnect. Clear? So if you want to commit, then these 3 records will write it onto the database and then only you will see. Okay. If you just select rollback or abort connection disconnect, it will not write it onto the database. Whereas if you go ahead and disconnect the connection over here in your master database, it will not have any difference. Okay, these tables, you can just close it and then again disconnect and all. It will not have any difference over here. Okay, it will write permanently once it has given. Okay, and then it will actually, if you just connected, disconnected and executed. It is writing it permanently onto the database without asking you.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's
So-
no word commit in
No commit. It is an auto
Yeah.
commit kind of thing. Okay.
auto commit. Okay.
Auto commit kind of
Unless we
thing.
say
SQL Server.
rollback.
Here it is actually asking you. Okay. If I say like, about this connection disconnect and all, okay, it will not commit. Again, you just connect using Scott Tiger. That is what, every time it will ask if there are any error occurs and all, it will ask like, how do you want to again write these things or not. Disconnect, close or commit again. About disconnect. About connection disconnect. Okay. About connection disconnect in the sense we are actually aborting the connection.
Yeah.
Disconnection. Okay. So either you have to commit or roll back. If you have selected roll back, it will not be obviously written onto the database. Again, next time when you connected it to the Scott database and you wanted to select, this is in the memory buffer in this. Let me select this, Control V. You don't find any of the databases. So this commit and rollback are the important ones. So unless until explicitly you commit the statement, it will not save the value. Clear, Andy? It will write as long as in temporarily how it behaves in the SQL Server, it's SQL Server. But writing the database meaning you are disconnected to the database today, and tomorrow when you restart, it will not be appearing under the database in Oracle. Unless you explicitly say a commit. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I say it is a commit, you don't have to say the same thing to what we call in SQL Server. Okay, you disconnect it, auto commits, it will just come. Even next day you connect also. But how do you want to roll back the transactions? You have to explicitly call the rollback. And here in Oracle, you have to explicitly call the commit statement. Now, if you see, I have connected now. Nothing is there. Now let's execute with the commit. With commit statement. So the commit is succeeded. So if you see, select star from start. There are 3 records that got inserted, barring the failed record, which is like, Chetan 9. Now I disconnected to the database. And I reconnected also. Still it
didn't even ask.
Either you can select it, commit from there, anywhere, like, you can just select that from anywhere. Yeah, you can give it as an explicit command of commit. Okay, if not, it is going to roll back the changes. It will ask. Earlier, it never used to ask, but now they have modified it for the sake of everyone, because people, you tend to forget, right? At least that this option is coming in SQL Developer. If you are working plain SQL Plus, it is not. So if you see, because I have committed the transaction, even disconnected, connected, it is giving the error. I'm sorry, it is giving the records. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the difference between commit and rollback. If you do not want rollback explicitly, I mean, if any of the statements are actually failing, right? Then what you need to do, you will have to simply do a rollback. So for a simple thing, how much time it took, and sometimes it happens, like, I forgot, I was so confident the transaction spelling is correct, and I was wondering, like, why is it not?
Even I didn't.
The rollback. Okay. If any of the statements fail, none of them should be saved. That is my statement. Okay. Now, for the 3, let me just truncate this statement. Truncate table statement processed, and it is coming. Nothing is there. Now I'm just doing a rollback of this transaction if any of them gets failed. Okay. This is just
Rollback.
Okay. So when you see again, nothing is coming. So disconnect, connect also, nothing would come.
Yeah.
Plus you have to roll back the transaction. Okay. And so in Oracle, when you are actually saving, because it's a SQL developer, it is asking you whether to commit or roll back explicitly. Earlier, it used to roll back appropriately, but there was a user concern that, if it is rolled back by default. So they wanted at least one prompt message, okay, the user. He might have forgotten or something like that, so that the user will ensure, okay, you want me to commit or you want me to roll back and all. Okay. Select star from SRC start, it will not be there. Am I clear on this, Sandy?
Yeah, yeah.
Of actually starting with the data types today, but it got clear earlier. Yeah, that is this. Now, the same case with the rollback of this particular statement also. When you do select star from SRC stirred. Okay, there are tables. Now let me truncate the table and so here semicolon is not so particular in SQL Server, but in Oracle, you need to be very clear with the semicolon. Okay. When you are at
Yeah.
especially like multiple insert statements, you are working. Now here also I'm doing error expected, error expected. I'm just trying to begin the transaction and then roll back it. Okay, because I have given it as a rollback now. Even though it is showing as record inserted, it has rolled back the entire transaction. Okay.
Mhm.
Because at the end, the statement of rollback process, then it rolled back the entire transaction. None of the values got inserted. Clear, Andy? Clear on commit and roll.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You can connect and disconnect and then see also nothing will change. No, after because it is rolled back. Once it is rolled back, that's it. Okay. I think we are done with that. Now let's go on to the data types part. So this article, like, we will just see it later, not now. Okay. Immediately పంపించాలి కదా. This went mad, I just went mad. Like transaction spelling was wrong and then.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Oh, the 15 minutes will come up. Okay, now let's go on to the data types part and then let's quickly jump on to data types. I want the data types to be completed today. What are the different data types that we will be having? Okay. The data types are different data types we are having got. Int. What the data types, different data types we will be discussing today. మీకు టైం ఉందా అండి ఇంకా?
అంటే ఒక 15 minutes వరకు అయితే ఓకే అండి. 15-20 minutes.
నేను ఒక 2 దాకా అయితే ఇంకో 1 hour కంటిన్యూ తీసుకోగలను. జస్ట్ థింకింగ్. డేటా టైప్స్ కొంచెం కవర్ చేసేద్దామని చెప్పేసి నేను.
ఎంత టైం పడుతుందండి డేటా టైప్స్ గురించి
డేటా
కవర్
టైప్స్
చేయడానికి?
will be fine అనుకోండి. మనకి ఉన్నాయి యాక్చువల్లీ మనకి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి కొంచెము. 2 days at పడుతుంది. ఇవాళ కొంచెం బిగ్ ఇంటూ కొన్ని తీసేసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి అట్లీస్ట్. Like we will be having float and this one will be there. Okay. So this revoke is
Okay.
drawing and all. మీకు part 2 కి ఇచ్చేసినట్టున్నాను, part 2 పంపించాలేమో this one. So it's all, everything was done, right? Commit, roll back and all, we are clear on this schemas, tables, rows, everything was done. Okay. Including
Yeah.
Oracle also. Now the data types, I want the data types to become at least like a char and varchar వరకు చెప్పేస్తే సరిపోతుంది అనుకుంటున్నాను. So tomorrow we can start up with the constraints అన్నమాట.
Okay.
Tomorrow it is done. So what is time now, Andy?
It is
Let's start.
5:50.
Huh? Because until 2 o'clock, I think I can. So today. There are date functions. Data types are quite so important, I think. So that is what I just wanted. Maybe in another half an hour. Is that fine, Andy?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay, anyway, it is going to end it in 10 minutes, then we'll see. So what are the different data types we do have in for 25, no? What are the different data types we do have? One is an int in SQL Server, and I am not specifying anything in Oracle, but it's in SQL Server because it's a little difference only, like, in place of int, like we will be calling it as a number and all. Okay, but let's focus only on data types in SQL Server. Everything not I can cover, but prevalently whatever we are using. Int, big int, char, varchar or nvarchar. In Oracle, it is called as varchar 2. Even you here also you can call nvarchar. Both are same. Char or nchar. Int, big int, date. What are the different types? What more we are discussing? And float, decimal, date.
Decimal.
We have a separate class on date functions, but at least we'll try to cover like what is int, what is big int, and what is this one. Okay. Char and what is the difference between varchar and char? So what is int? Any integer that you are accepting the number format numbers. It's only numbers without decimals. Okay. Should be defined as int. Kaushik, are you there?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So అంటే what do you think అండి ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ అలాగో 5 minutes లో అయిపోతుంది కట్ అయ్యాక మళ్ళీ లైక్ we can continue for char
Maybe
and inverter and float.
ఈ
Float
సెషన్
is
క్లోజ్ చేసి
maybe tomorrow we will discuss about float decimals. At least day after we are good to start with the constraints. Okay. So numbers without decimals are considered as int. But even integers also, we have certain range, right? The numbers that can be updated, we have certain range. So that is dependent on the bytes, how many number of bytes it is going to accept. What is that range basically? So if you are saying this particular number, if it is a long number, then you will have to discuss it in, you can store it in big int format. If it is long number, okay. If the number is too long, what is the long, then in such case, when what is the range type, then this is actually the range type. Okay. Remember, this is not number. This is not number. Okay. This is not a number. 2134572, 2136576. This is a memory space that it occupies. Bytes. As and when you are storing the data, right? Any data, obviously it will convert into machine language. What it will convert, everything will be converted into bytes, byte to bit. You must be knowing, right? What is a bit? 0 or 1, right? This is bit.
Yeah.
It should be stored in, binary format only. So this is not a number, but the number that exceeds to occupy this many number of bytes, it should be stored as an int. Okay, it should be stored as an int, like -2134572 to 2136576 bytes. It is actually giving. Meaning, if you want to give, negative numbers also, you can just give the negative numbers also. Okay, so I'm saying just select star from student mark. The numbers it started with the different values. We are just trying to update this, or you can insert it also with the different values instead of update and all. So it's a kind of trial and error we are doing, how much it is going to accept it as an int. So if you see the structure of student mark, even you can consider SRC stud itself. Instead of student mark, let me consider select star from SRC stud. Oh, there is no data. We have revoked everything.
Yeah.
Not end the transaction. Return back. The transaction because I have accepted the transaction. And I think happened with SRC stat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records can be in the time discrete on the let me commit. Correct. ఈ సెషన్ క్లాస్ అండర్స్కోర్ స్ట్రింగ్ అయినా నేను యూస్ చేసేది why is it taking such a longer time to execute the development? Maybe this session is not connected or something.
Okay.
Why is it taking such a longer time? I was just wondering. మనకి వేరే దాంట్లో SRC స్టడీ కదా